I don't get this very often. I get someone who wants to challenge my movie reviews, which is kind of weird. So I do subscribe to the, everybody's got an opinion, but I will say every now and again, your opinion can be wrong. So let me talk about Invisible Man, and I'll tell you why I think this person's opinion is completely wrong.
My favorite quality about Pops is that he's incredibly honest. At least you always know where you stand with Pops. So I like that. He'll give it to you straight down both barrels.
Hey, this is Mark from Casting Crowns.
So I gave The Invisible Man
this is Chris
a 9, 8.5 to a 9. Depends on how you want to look at my play. I actually have a little disclaimer at the bottom about qualifying. Sometimes I give it add a star, subtract a star, those kinds of things, right? So The Invisible Man is a new version of the famous Universal Studios classic monster characters. It stars Elizabeth Moss. She's a famous actress from Us and the TV show Handmaid's Tale. And the new version of the H.G. Wells story of someone who turns himself invisible, he goes insane, that kind of thing. So the new version is a little bit different, that it centers more around Elizabeth Moss' character. So the film sets up that it opens and she is escaping this individual who is absolutely very disturbed. And you get this really quickly when he's screaming at her, he chases her as he's getting away, and she basically goes into hiding for a few weeks and she's totally scared for her life. And then she gets news that he's dead. It's revealed, though, that he's a genius scientist in the field of optics. So she's convinced that he's not dead. He's faked his death. He would never commit suicide. He's that much of a narcissist. Therefore, maybe he did perfect his experiments on invisibility, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to make her go insane. That's the premise of the movie. It's a horror thriller suspense film. It's got some profanity and some gunplay violence, but it's really, really just an unnerving, disturbing film. It's not a horror film, it's not a slasher film, and it's not graphic, gross, profane. There's no nudity or anything like that. So I was sent this review. Did you see this review? Can you explain? You gave it a great review. This person says it's awful. And this person basically says this movie was a social justice movie, it's a feminist movie, and it's awful, made no sense, whatever. They start talking about the movie, and it's like they didn't understand the movie. So when I say someone can be wrong, you can be wrong if you don't understand the movie. So for instance, the opening sequence, this person was describing the opening sequence as though she's robbing the guy. I'm like, I have no idea where this is coming from. They are clearly in a relationship. She drugs him to get away. She's watching to make sure that he's not waking up so she can get away. Her sister is coming to save her and get her out of this relationship. It's referred to as a relationship several times. There's no robbing him like he's a stranger. There's nothing. She didn't take anything. This guy is worth millions of dollars. He's in this crazy high-tech home. She didn't steal anything. She's totally fearful of her life. It's a domestic violence theme. It is not a robbery. It was very odd, this person's misconceptions of this. How this all goes through and no one's challenging this individual. I am not going to shame this person. That's not my place. But there are some really terrible reviews and reviewers out there. That is completely wrong. It is not a social justice theme. It is a feminist film in the sense of women are victimized. It is a domestic violence film. This dude is crazy. It's alluded that he was messing with her. He was messing with her mentally, torturing her in some ways. Maybe there is some physical abuse, but reality is it's just messed up. And the film is putting her in that situation where she is truly fearful. So even when he dies, even when she's told he dies, she's like, there's no way he'd kill himself, right? He's just so arrogant and narcissistic, he would never do that. This person didn't understand that. This person described it as though he just somehow became invisible. I'm like, what are you talking about? They have this great setup where they over and over and over again are making hints with different things that you see on screen or whatever. And then they show you this in a very science fiction-y way. And it was very believable. It was really, really cool and done really, really well. And it was kind of disturbing, oh man. And what makes the movie so good to me was it's filmed in a way where instead of having close shots, it's filmed back and we have empty space. So for instance, instead of filming with me where I'm close, we cut, you have maybe a shot like this, most of it would be set like this, so there'd be this empty space over here where you can think this invisible person could be standing there. Sometimes he was. It was incredible. It was disturbing. I have no idea what certain reviewers hated about this film. It is not an agenda film. There was no politics in this film. There was no women are great, men are bad stuff in this film. This guy's a monster. So you're cheering for her. She's running to a guy's house. She's living with a friend's, and he's a guy and his daughter. It makes no, some people are just crazy wrong. So, you know what? Litmus test people when you read their reviews, and I don't know what to tell you. I try to be honest with people. There can be extremely entertaining movies that are not good movies, right? I talk about my love of Tron. Tron is not a good movie. I admit it. But I love Tron. It's a great movie to me because it came out when I was a kid. 1982 is a great year for movies. When you're 12, this is the best. Okay? But it's not that great a film. Invisible Man, it may not be something you love, and you may not want to watch it again. I understand that. It is unnerving. It's messy. It's kind of like M. Night Shyamalan Disturbing on steroids, because it's got enough of a horror bent to it to kind of really kind of like, I don't like being in an empty room all the time. But to say that it's just garbage and it's whatever, this person's crazy. This person's crazy. Now, I will admit that sometimes movies get positive reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes because they're trying to suck up to the studio so they can keep being invited back. I also think that they like agenda films. They like things that feed their political ideas and things like that. That's why you see so many of those get Oscar nominations. And the reverse, if it's a conservative film or a religious film, they will bash and they will criticize it. That absolutely exists. Invisible Man, not the case. Makes no sense. I stand behind it. It's an 8 to 9. I can't wait to buy it and see it for myself. I'm hoping they'll give it to me for free. I'm still waiting, Universal. Step up to the map, man. Send me my code. Let me get this movie and get hooked up, because I want to do a home video release with all these featurettes and details on how things were done, because she's fighting with this invisible dude, man. It's a great scene. I can't wait to see this. So, I don't know. Tell me I'm crazy. It's okay. I can handle it. Tell me what you think. Let me know.
This is Kevin Murphy from Riff Tracks and Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Hey, this is Mark from Casting Crowns. Hey, this is Alan Powell from the film The Song.
Hey, this is Christian Kane.
This is Colin Mockgreen.
Hello, everybody. This is Arnie Singleton, a.k.a. T-Dog from The Walking Dead, and you are listening to my main man, Brandon.
My lovely wife says it's a 6 at best. She's a tough critic.